Hi guys, welcome to our channel. So today I am going to be telling you two stories. The first story is the car accident that I was in last year that totaled my fiance's car. Second story is how our daughter got her name. And I don't think the stories go exactly hand in hand, but you'll see how they're related in a second. So prior to last year, so like the beginning of my and Christian's relationship, we weren't really all that religious. We were both raised Catholic, but we weren't strong in our faith, and we both had like a lot of issues with like Catholicism and the beliefs, and like we just both didn't feel like it was for us. So I would say, and Christian would probably say too, that we were more so like agnostic. Like we believed in something, but we didn't know exactly what we believed in. And we didn't really go to church. We weren't really religious. We didn't really talk about God or anything like that really often. Well, Christian used to live in a 4-bedroom apartment with some roommates, and when we got more serious, we moved to a 1-bedroom apartment in the same apartment complex but like a different building over. So when we moved to that building, we were literally like a 2-minute walk from a church. Like it was on the same street right next to our building. And the more often we would drive by, the more I'd ask, like, we've never been to church together. Would you want to go? Like, it certainly couldn't hurt, right? It would either keep our relationship exactly the way it was or it would make it better. Like, there's no way it would hurt it. But Christian really wasn't feeling it. So he would always be like, no, I don't really want to go. Like, I'm not really at that place in my life. And I didn't want to pressure him, but I really wanted to go. And I didn't want to go by myself. So I would ask every now and then, but I kind of got to a point where like, okay, if he wants to go, he's going to bring it up, I'm going to stop asking. So this is like the beginning of 2018. In April of 2018, it was a Wednesday morning, and I actually had a Spanish exam that morning, but I was not feeling well at all. My throat was hurting really bad. I was pretty sure I had strep throat. So I went to the health clinic at our school, and she took one look at my throat and was like, yeah, you definitely have a really bad case of strep throat. I don't need to test you for it because I can see how bad it is. So she gave me some medications, and I didn't have a car. I would drive Christian's car very, very rarely. I almost never drove his car. So he drove me off to the clinic. I got checked. I got my medicine. I took the bus home, and I tried to eat something, but I couldn't really eat because my throat hurt so bad. So I laid down to try to get some sleep because I was up the night before, like in so much pain. And Christian usually would take the bus to campus, but this day he was running late. So he woke me up and he's like, I'm sorry, I feel so bad to wake you up, but can you please drive me to school? And I was feeling like crap, but I'm like, yeah, he always drives me, so I'm gonna drive him. So I drive him to campus and I drop him off literally when I get like a little bit down the street. So I turn onto the street that we live on, but it's like kind of a long road. So I turn on that street and I'm thinking, oh my god, I can't wait to get home and take a nap. I'm so tired and I feel like crap. And I can see our apartment building like coming into view. And I think, I can't wait to go home. In the same moment that I think that, I am driving like straight, like imagine the road is like to you. I'm driving straight this way, no stop sign, no red light. This girl is coming this way. So she has a stop sign. She's supposed to stop and wait for me. She doesn't stop. She's trying to take a left turn. So she zooms out in front of me to turn left. I hit her. Her car goes into the church parking lot. My car, Christian's car, does a complete 180. So I'm facing the exact opposite way that I was. I literally just sat there for a second and I was like, oh my god, please be okay, please be okay, please be okay. And I like stopped and looked around and I was like, okay, I'm okay. My phone got thrown to the other side of the car. So I grabbed my phone and I got out, and as soon as I got out of the vehicle, she starts screaming at me and she's like, you hurt me, like what's wrong with you? And I said, hey, just calm down, calm down, calm down. Look, I'm okay, you're okay, like calm down. And as soon as she saw like my arm was busted open and bleeding, she was like, oh my god. And she started like freaking out, hyperventilating, and I was like, hey, it's okay, look, I'm okay, like I'm not in pain or anything, just talk to me, like what's your name, do you want to sit down with me? And I was like really trying to calm her down, but she was having a really bad panic attack. There's all these people, so there's people waiting at the bus stop. There was a witness from the church who came running down. This girl at the apartments across from us, she said she was about to take a study break, so I felt really bad. she came down from her apartment and came over to see like if we needed anything or what happened. So some people were helping the other girl who caused the accident, and they had an ambulance on the way. I went and I called Christian. So funny story, I am trying to FaceTime him. So I FaceTime him and he ignores it. And I FaceTime him and he ignores it. And then he texted me something like, haha babe, I'm in class, what's up? And I was like, dude, like not haha, call me back. So I call him back and he's on FaceTime and he's like, hi, like I just see like his little face, hi. And I'm like trying to talk, but I don't know why he can't hear me. And I hear something in the car and I realized that like my Bluetooth was still connected to the car. So even though the car was totaled and not like working, the Bluetooth was still connected. So I had to like switch on my iPhone to take it off Bluetooth and put it on my phone. And I told him I just got in an accident and he's like, no way, like are you serious? And I told him yes, I need to like figure out what's going on, so I need you to get over here now. And he like had just walked out of class, so he's trying to like find a ride to get to me. And we hang up the phone and then he texts me like, oh hey, like on the phone he had asked me like, are you okay, is everything okay? And I'm like, yes, we're fine, like I'm fine, but I need to go. So we hang up, then he texted me like, oh, I forgot to ask, like how's the car? And I'm like, I don't know much about cars, but I'll send you a Snapchat of it because I really didn't know, is it totaled or what? So I Snapchat him and he's like, oh yeah, it's totaled, but it's okay, we'll figure it out, don't freak out. So then I call my mom freaks out and she's like, are you okay? Oh my gosh, what's going on? I tell her like the other girl is like hyperventilating and she's like, let me talk to her, I'll try to calm her down. I'm like, no, I don't think that's a good idea. I need to get off the phone, I need to make sure the police are on the way and figure out what's going on. I want to go check on this girl, so I'm perfectly fine, don't freak out, I'll call you back. So I get off the phone with her. Now, this woman from the church had come and she was like standing there waiting with us, and she was like, hey, like were you talking to your mom? And I told her I was, and she's like, well, I know I'm not your mom, but I'm a mom, and like I really want to wait here with you. Do you mind if I get a first aid kit to clean your arm up? And I said, yes, thank you, I appreciate it. So she went in, she got a first aid kit, she came out with a kit and a cup of water for me. It was really hot. It was maybe like, I don't know, 1 p.m., 3 p.m. It was afternoon. And so they start cleaning up my arm and she's just like talking to me like, how old are you? What's your major? And stuff like that, keeping me calm. And so they clean up my arm and I drink water and we're like waiting in the shade. And literally this is like a moment I will never forget in my whole life. She asked me, can I pray for you? And I kind of like stopped and was like, wow, that's like a really nice gesture. So I told you I was kind of agnostic. I wasn't super like religious or anything, but it really meant a lot to me. So she just put her hand on my shoulder and prayed over me and prayed for the girl and prayed that like the situation will work itself out, and like thanked God that we're both safe and like okay. And so she prayed for me and she waited. The police came and they took like my statement and they took the other girl's statement. And I forgot to mention, after the girl screamed at me for like hurting her even though it was her fault, and she like walked away from me, she was like trying to walk away from the scene of the accident. She was barefoot, she wasn't wearing shoes. She was walking through broken glass and we're like, hey, like don't walk through that, you're gonna cut your foot. And she said, I need to go home, I need to tell my roommate this isn't my car, this is her car. So she's barefoot, she's driving her roommate's car. And fast forward, when the police get there, we learn that she doesn't even have like her wallet on her, she doesn't have her phone on her, so she doesn't have a driver's license, she doesn't have anything. So this other girl who was waiting at the bus stop was like, look, I'll go get your friend. So she walks, the apartment complex is like right there. The girl who caused the accident, she tells her apartment number, she walks there, gets the neighbor, comes back with the neighbor. By this point, the girl who caused the accident is on the floor, hyperventilating. The girl who came over was the roommate, and she's like, oh my god, my car, what am I gonna tell my parents? She's like freaking out about her car. And one of the people from the church like went over and was like, look, your friend was in a really bad accident. Now we understand that she caused the accident, but she's still your friend, she's your roommate, like she's a person, and she's hyperventilating and she's not having a good time right now. You're the only person who she knows out of all these people, so get it together. Your car is replaceable, your friend is not. And so she kind of like snapped out of it and was like, okay. So she would go check on her, and this woman that had been waiting with me stayed waiting with me. The police came, they took my statement, and then the tow truck was gonna come and take Christian's car because it was totaled. And there was like, I don't know, debris all over the street, so they needed to get it moved and clean it up. So this woman went and got trash bags from the church and brought them out. Sorry, I have to sneeze. Okay, I'm good. She brought the trash bags out, and so we took all the stuff out of his car and put it in the bags, and then we went into her car and she drove us home. And she's like, look, I know y'all both are students, so if you need a ride to class or you need a ride to the grocery store, like, please feel free to text me. I work for a church. I'm a shameless plug. I would love to help you. So we're like, oh my gosh, this woman is so sweet. Who is she? She's literally a godsend. Like, made the whole experience like tolerable. So the next day, the next morning, she texts me and she's like, hey, how are you feeling? Do you need anything? And I tell her I'm good, and we kind of talk a little bit. And then she says, hey, I also like lead a youth group and it meets on Thursday nights. Tonight is the last meeting of the semester. If you and Christian wanted to come out, we would love to have y'all. It's just a bunch of college students getting together and worshiping God, and there's like snacks and stuff, so no obligation to come, but if you want to come, we'd love to have you. So it turns out that one of the girls who goes to this youth group, she also lived in our same apartment complex, which is super cool. So she gave us a ride there and gave us a ride back, and this night at this youth group literally changed our life. Like, we are still friends with all these people today. We still attend this youth group. They went to our gender reveal, our baby showers. Like, they are some of our best friends and we love them. And it's so cool how through this experience, like, we met this woman and she is like a second mom to me. She's amazing. And we're still friends with these people. It's super cool. They're coming to our wedding in December, which we'll talk more about later. So that was April of 2018. Now, about a week later, that following weekend, so I guess not a week, like half a week. So that was a Wednesday. That weekend, my mom, my brother, my dad came up to check on me and everything. And usually Christian and I every morning will like talk about our dreams. He doesn't really dream a lot. I always have the most vivid dreams. I remember everything about them. So I usually am like, oh my god, guess what? But for that morning, I don't know why, I just forgot to tell him. I guess we were really busy. So we were at JCPenney in the towel aisle. I will never forget. And I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you my dream. Now, here's where the important part comes in. Before all of this, Christian and I would always talk about like, oh, if we had a boy, what would we name him? If we had a girl, what would we name her? And we had our boy name picked out. Probably had 2 boy names picked out, actually. It was easy to pick out boy names that we both agreed on, we both liked for these future kids that we might have one day. But the girl name, oh my gosh, I feel like I went through literally so many names that I got to a point where I was like Googling like most popular names, and Christian didn't like any of them. He always was like, no, it's too girly, or no, it's too this or too that, or too common, or I just don't like it. It doesn't sound good with the last name, whatever. He never liked one single girl name. So that morning in JCPenney, I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you my dream last night. I had a dream that we had a daughter named Ava Lynn, and he stopped and was like, whoa, I really like that name. That's a pretty name. And I'm like, what? Really? Because for months you've been saying, I hate that name, I hate that name, I hate that name. Now at this point, we didn't even have we didn't have a wedding date set. We had talked about marriage, but he hadn't proposed. We didn't have a wedding date set. And obviously future kids would be like way far in the future. We just did this for fun, whatever. So I'm like, okay, so if we have a daughter, we're gonna name her Ava Lynn. And he said, yeah, so okay, super cool, yay, we finally picked a girl name. And this is April 2018. May 2018, the very next month, Christian buys my engagement ring. But he's not ready to propose, so he's holding on to it. And that same month, we also get pregnant with our daughter. And so that's May. June 2018, we find out we're pregnant at 4 weeks. And then October 15th, October 2018, we find out the gender. So Christian was really, really hoping for a boy, and I was really, really hoping for a girl, and he was 99.9% sure we were having a boy, and I was 99.9% sure we were having a girl. Turns out it was a girl, so we knew her name was Ava Lynn Doe, and we made the decision before we even found out the gender that whatever the name was, we didn't want to tell anyone because we wanted something to ourselves. So we told everyone when we were pregnant, we told everyone the gender, we wanted to keep the name to ourselves to just have that kind of special between us, and that little like fun, what's the name, everyone's hoping that we slip up. But also I feel like when you tell someone the name of your child, what you're going to name them, sometimes you get really mean comments like, ew, I don't like that name, or really? You like that name? Or just weird remarks like, oh, we're going to name her Ava, and someone's like, oh, that was my ex-girlfriend's name in high school. Like, I don't want to know that. I don't care. So we didn't want any of those comments. And that way, when she was born, if someone didn't like her name, there was nothing you could do about it. So there's no point in making negative comments. I mean, you shouldn't make negative comments anyways on what someone decides to name their kid, unless they name them something like Foot. I don't know. Even still, just don't make comments. But we decided to keep it to ourselves. And that's how Ava got her name. So her name is Ava Lynn Doe, Ava Doe. And while I was pregnant, Christian came up with the nickname Avocado, and so we would always secretly call her Avocado, Avocado. And then when she was born, of course, everyone loved the name, so a lot of our friends and family call her Avocado. And for her first Halloween, she was an avocado. Super cute. She wasn't really feeling it because we drove 2 hours to another city to trick-or-treat and do Halloween with his family. So she spent a long time in the car. She wasn't really feeling the whole day, but it's okay. We got some cute pictures of her. It was super fun. It was her very first Halloween. So I will be sure to include some photos of that at the end of this video. I'll probably also make another video of her first Halloween, some like videos of us trick-or-treating and stuff. It was really fun. But yeah, that's how she got her name. We love it. Hope you love the story. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel, and comment down below if there's any like questions that you have that you want us to answer, or any like video ideas, because you really want to make stuff that you can relate to, or you can find funny, or maybe you can laugh at or learn from us. So yeah, like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and comment down below. We'll be reading all those, and that way we know kind of what you want to see. And if you don't have a preference, then we'll just see you in our next video. But thanks.